Well, let's make a start. I think maybe Tori was going to call in too, but welcome everyone and congratulations. I'm going to serve as MC here, but Ravi is going to give us some words of welcome and congratulations. Over to you, Ravi.
Yeah, thank you, Beverly. The great poet Maya Angelou, who was also a civil rights activist, said, "Love is that condition in the human spirit so profound that it empowers us to develop courage, to trust that courage and build bridges with it, to trust those bridges and cross over them so we can attempt to reach each other. And each of you have had the courage to do what you have done. And this is just extraordinary. And I congratulate you for your exceptional work in the field of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to make us all better and to strive to be what the humanity can do and what we can do for each other. And you really inspire us. And I want to congratulate all the winners of this year's awards. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Melanie Hunt for her leadership and the committee, the DEI Standing Committee, including undergraduates, graduate students, postdocs, staff. I want to thank you for all you have done and all you will be doing. And congratulations again to all the winners.
Thank you, Ravi. We have 3 awardees and one group of 4. What we'd like to do is announce each of you, and Melanie will read the nomination and some details, and I guess virtually present the award to each of you. So our first awardee is Sarah Berry. Over to you, Melanie.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Well, again, it would be great to talk with each of you once we're back on campus, because again, I'd love to hear more about what you've been doing. But Sarah is a graduate student in the CMS department, working with Pietro Perona. And her award is for her passion, energy, and fearlessness to improve the CMS program by founding the Graduate Women in CMS group, organizing events and discussions on racism in academia, and advocating for the support structures that improve the educational experience for all CMS students. And one of her nominators wrote, Sarah Berry is committed to improving the world around her. She's able to identify practical and sensible changes that can make a difference. Her leadership and infectious enthusiasm are such that decision makers recognize the merits of her ideas. And as a result, her proposals are adopted and the impact of the community quickly feels those effects. Sarah stands out among many extraordinary Caltech contributors to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And for that, Sarah, you are one of our first year recipients of this award. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sarah. Our second awardee is Abigail Abby, who's an undergrad.
Yes. So Abby is a sophomore in material science. And this summer, she's doing a surf with Professor Joseph Falson. I think this is your second year doing a surf with him. Is that correct, Abby? Yeah, okay, great. And so her award is for her commitment to enhance the campus environment through her leadership of the Caltech Asian American Pacific Islander Association and of PRISM, the Caltech LGBTQ+ Association, and her advocacy for other campus diversity initiatives. So one nominator wrote, Abby has been instrumental in creating organizations such as the APID to promote diversity and inclusion in the Asian American community at Caltech. She's also worked very closely with PRISM to run events that promote the inclusion of LGBTQ members of the Caltech community. She's done many fundraisers to raise money for different organizations that promote diversity equity throughout the year. I truly think she deserves this award. She's put so much work into making the undergraduate culture at Caltech more accepting. And so Abby, thank you for all of your efforts. And I just have to say, I think it's great you still have 2 more years at Caltech to contribute. So we look forward to that.
Great, and we should maybe note that Abby is a member of the EAS DEI committee, and so
Yes.
ongoing. Yep. Congratulations. And our third awardee is Daniel Mukasa.
Okay, so Daniel is a graduate student in material science, working with Professor Wei Gao. And his award is for his dedication and leadership of the Black scientists and engineers of Caltech, which catalyzed campus engagement, reflection, and reform, and for his mentorship of undergraduates through the WAVE program. So from one of his nominators, this individual wrote, this summer, Daniel is taking on a newly appointed position as president of BSEC, and he, along with other BSEC members, are planning a number of social events, including events for the Campus WAVE scholars, current BSEC members and incoming BSEC members, to show each group that Caltech's diverse environment makes a huge difference, and working to contribute to convince the WAVE fellows that Caltech is the perfect place to think about for a graduate education. Aside from his diversity work, Daniel is also an engaged scholar. And this nominator wrote, I believe that Daniel is the perfect candidate for the EAS New Horizons Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. And so Daniel, thank you as well for all of your work over the past few years that you've been here at Caltech. So thank you, Daniel.
Congratulations. Our final awardee is a group of students, and I see one. I know that Alexander Choi and Leah Ginsberg were not able to join us. It looks like Tori Lee is not here, but we have Marcus Lee. So Marcus, thank you for representing.
So Marcus is a graduate student working with Tim Colodius. I think Tim is on here, Tim, so thanks for joining us. Leah Ginsberg has been working with Ravi, and so Ravi's on here. So thank you, Ravi, for being here too. Alexander Choi has been working with Austin Minnick, and Tori or Victoria Lee has been working with Kaushik Bhattacharya. And this group is the SOPS Climate Group. And SOPS, for anyone who is not familiar with mechanical and civil engineering, it's the Society of Professional Students, which is a long-running organization within the Gates Thomas building. And these 4 students have just been extraordinary. And so for their award is for the collective engagement and sustained dedication to improve the quality of life for MCA graduate students that culminated in the initiation of a seminar series, an option-wide climate survey, the appointment of a diversity liaison, the creation of an MC community statement, and the formation of a campus-wide database for DEI activities. And just as someone who's witnessed, it's just been this tremendous collaborative effort among these 4 students, along with some support from some of their other fellow MC colleagues. So one nominator wrote, the courage and leadership displayed by each of these 4 students is truly remarkable. They unflinchingly spoke truth to power, sought allies, researched effective solutions, took smaller steps, and built confidence, and generally poured their time and energy into making change. There's no question that their efforts have made a difference. Many recent successes can be traced to their seeds and to transformative effect that they have had on people, both students, staff, and faculty alike. The EAS New Horizons Award is a small way for us to say thank you for this remarkable gift. And so thank you, Marcus, and thank you to your colleagues. Again, we all really appreciate your efforts over these past years, so thank you.
So, did you want to say some words in general or to close, Melanie?
Well, again, this is, I think as everyone knows, the first year of this, but again, I think it's just what we really wanted very much to do through this committee and through the support of Ravi and Beverly and Harry Atwater is really just to recognize and thank you all for the efforts that you've made. You know, I really think that many of the impactful changes that Caltech has undergone over many years, it really does, I think, come from student efforts. I think there's also staff who create tremendous avenues for change as well. That's really, I think, those two groups. I think the faculty are maybe not as influential in creating change the way our students and our staff can be. So you really do inspire us. And again, I really think that the things that have happened over this past year really have been significant for Caltech. And I really appreciate all that you've been doing. So, and again, I want to really thank Ravi for creating this group and providing the support to do so. So thank you, Ravi. And I don't know, I wanted to open up, see if any of the students wanted to say anything. Anyone want to?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts on what moved you to do this, what worked, what was hard.
I would just love to say, thank you for the recognition. It's not quite often though with this type of work there's any recognition. Normally you just do this because you see something that you want to change, and you just hope to see other students in a better place than where things were before. And I mean, over the last year, I think the work of every single one of the awardees has really made Caltech, or really shown that Caltech is just an amazing place to either pursue graduate or undergraduate education. So yeah, thank you to everyone who worked to set up this award process. And thank you for also all the other awardees for all their hard work over the past year, and most likely past years.
Yeah, I agree, but also I wanted to say that I know so many people who do so much, and even just in my own department, many of the things that were mentioned are things that I, could not have done without the support of frequently female or underrepresented minority students in our own department. And yeah, so I guess just I was so honored to receive this award, but I also felt such mixed feelings because I was like, oh, so many people deserve this, and I really love that there potentially is an opportunity to feature more of the really amazing work that people are doing in future years, and also with some of the departmental awards that have been coming up as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to echo Daniel and Sarah. It's really an honor to be mentioned alongside these people, some of whom I've met in different diversity meetings and some I haven't, but it's been a wonderful just environment, seeing so many students, staff, and faculty across campus trying to make improvements in culture. So I think even if I wasn't involved in everything, it was just really heartwarming to see it. And I think that really inspired me to keep going as well. So definitely, and I think this little Zoom room is a good example of that. Even though there aren't too many of us, I think everyone has done a lot over the this year and beyond that. So that's been great. I definitely want to have us also acknowledge CCID and the Title IX office. They really supported us. They know much more than we do about how to make an inclusive environment, and they were generous enough to offer their help to help us do that. And I also want to thank BSEC, because thanks to BSEC's efforts last year and beyond that, all of this was we had all this momentum so that everyone else could do the work as well. So that was really huge.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, echoing what everyone has said, and also saying a special thank you to staff who aren't here necessarily, or aren't necessarily recognized, but I think they have been super instrumental in a lot of the things we've done, whether it's in EAS or at an institutional level. So yeah, that's someone that I think, or we probably all have worked with them. And also thank you for including undergrads in this. I think usually undergrads are much less plugged into the division as a whole, and also faculty. So I really, really appreciate that. And I'm super honored. So thank you all for the great work, all three plus three of you who aren't here, and everyone who's setting this up as well.
Yeah. So Abby, again, I hope we continue to plug the undergraduates into what's happening, because again, I think that's a big part of what we do. And just one quick story about Abby. We had this EAS town hall that was in February or so. And I think Abby was one of 2 undergraduates in that town hall. And right after I think the town hall concluded, Abby wrote to me and said, I really want to be on that EAS TEI committee. I've got some ideas about what we could do. And she gave me just a summary of the kinds of things that she'd been working on. And so Abby, I think you're right. Oftentimes we don't think about undergraduates. And again, I think that you and your other undergraduate colleagues have so much to offer that I would like to see more interactions and other ways to do it. So thank you again for writing to me. So again, with this EAS DEI committee, again, we're just really getting started. But if anyone on this call wants to participate in some way or has ideas and things, please, you can send the email directly to me, or we have an email, enas.dei@caltech. Is that right, Beverly? Or that's
Yes, .dei, I think. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but you can certainly contact again Beverly or myself or Robbie or and really anyone else on the call if you want to get more involved too. So thank you.
So just in closing, I'd like to add a few things. So first of all, as you've all mentioned, there's an ecosystem growing up around these efforts. A lot of people involved. We were pleased to see a lot of nominations, and people on this call shone for your leadership skills. So you shone for your leadership skills, you shone for the fact that you are scholar leaders as well. You're doing all of this while holding your research up and excelling there too. And so this is some very small thing we can do to recognize these efforts, but we appreciate you very much. We hope that you will pass this forward in the sense of this is an annual event, and so please don't hesitate to nominate your peers. I see we have a new awardee on the call.
Exactly.
Yes, sorry, we're so glad you were able to make it.
So sorry, today was actually my moving day, so I'm like a total mess. Sorry, I'm late.
Very glad you made it. Melanie, do you want to maybe just repeat the nomination for Tori?
So I will, except for I'm going to tell Tori is that what I've said today was pretty much the same as what I said yesterday at the MC meeting. So I think Tori already knows what I'm going to say. But Tori, we thank you all, the group for all of your efforts. Again, the 4 of you just really have had a tremendous impact on MC and Caltech in general. So we thank you for all of that. And good luck and congratulations on finishing your PhD as well. So of that group of 4, Tori and Leah have finished, and Marcus, I know you're pretty darn close to finishing. Yeah, right. And I think Alex is pretty close as well to being finished. So you'll have the opportunity to go out and do other great things for the world. So thank you.
Marion, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm Marion. I don't really get to meet very many students. I'm the division operations officer. So it's like an honor and a pleasure to be in this nice little intimate Zoom meeting with all of you winners. And I just want to say, all your work is really inspiring. I was on the committee, so I'm aware of, all the nominations and what great things people said about you. It's just, it makes me really proud to work at Caltech, to see people like you doing what you're doing. I'm gonna tear up. But I just want to thank you, and please keep doing what you're doing wherever you find yourself. And I think you're an inspiration, to the faculty, to the staff, to the administration. And it's really meaningful what you do. Thank you.
Are there any other comments that would like to offer to the awardees?
We look forward to seeing everyone in person. I can't.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So we did want to mark it this week, the week of graduation, especially with several awardees graduating. But we will plan something in person where we can mark you on a bigger stage. So maybe with that, we'll say congratulations again. We'll let Tori go back to moving. I do appreciate you being able to call in, but you know, again, you're an inspirational group and we appreciate you. So congratulations.
Congratulations so much.
Thanks again to Robbie for getting
Thank
this
you.
all organized too. So thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you, Melanie, and thank you, Beverly, for organizing this. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Okay.
you.